Pramod, the election that surprised me most was Haryana. Maharashtra did not shock me or surprise me. The challenge for the opposition was how do you combat this combination of welfareism and Hindutva? It's a deadly combo.
What has happened with India alliance from June to December?
Look at this now. You have raised a very good question. Now, at the moment, we are relying only on Jasprit Bumrah. He's like a one-man army. Now, one-man army has enabled us to survive. It cannot enable you to revive. Maybe Naveen Patnaik would have still won the election.
नमस्कार. आयच्या या खाशेल्या कार्यावळीत तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. आज आमचे बरोबर एक असे गेस्ट आसात जांचे बरोबर देशाच्या राजकारणाचेर आणि वेगळ्या विशयांचेर आमी चर्चा करपाक शकतात. पण आयचो जो आमचो विशय आसा ते म्हळ्यार तांचे नवे पुस्तक. आनी आमचे बरोबर आज स्टुडियो भितर आसात ते देशांतले नामनेचे पत्रकार लेखक Rajdeep Sardesai. Rajdeep, welcome.
Namaskar, Pramod. Always good to start the new year with you.
New year here in the studio. So let me start with the title of the book. Was that the title in your mind when you conceptualized the book in your head? Or the title got shaped after the election results? And what was the journey of shaping of that title?
First of all, of course, Happy New Year to all, to you, all your viewers at Prudent and fellow Goenkars. Look, the title of the book, 2024, The Election That Surprised India. When I started writing in 2023, my original title was either Hat-trick or Conquest, because it seemed as if Narendra Modi was dominating Indian politics. So I wanted to reflect the domination. As the election result showed, Mr. Modi did not quite dominate the election this time, and therefore it is the election that surprised India. It certainly surprised me. I don't know about India, but I think that change took place because between 23 and 24, much has changed. Therefore, I think the title and the book reflects how Indian politics is changing so dramatically all the time. In fact, it has changed even after I finished writing the book. You have seen the Maharashtra elections, Haryana elections. So every election is surprising us now.
Yeah, I want to talk about your book today, and I also want to talk about what has happened after publication of your book. So let's start with we started with the title, let's start with the cover. Your first two books, 2014 and 2019, had individuals on the cover page, the political individuals. This time it is something different. What is the cover and why is the cover like that?
You know, if you put it on the screen, you will see the cover has a woman. She has a Indian tricolor, Tiranga, on her face, vote for India. I think the big difference, Pramod, between 2014, 19 and 24 is 2014 and 19 elections centered around an individual. And 2024, the voter has come into the limelight because in 2014, it was Narendra Modi ji who was calling for change, Achhe Din Aayenge, and he became the focus. So he was on the cover and Rahul Gandhi was his prime opponent, but much smaller than Modi. By 2019, Mr. Modi had a new number 2 with him, Amit Shah ji. So and this was the election where the BJP won on the card of Desh Bhakti, nationalism after Pulwama, Balakot, Pakistan ke ghar mein ghuskar mara. In 2024, the election was supposed to be about Modi ki guarantee and Viksit Bharat. But eventually the result showed that this Bharat is a more complex area where voter votes differently in different parts. Voter votes differently in Maharashtra, votes differently in Gujarat, votes differently in Rajasthan, differently in Madhya Pradesh. So I wanted to show the voter and I wanted to show women voters. Because according to me, the biggest change in Indian politics now at election time is how women are voting. And this woman vote, the so-called Ladki Bahin, is becoming a major factor in Indian elections.
I'm going through the book. You talk about a lot of lessons of 2024, June 2024. What are the major top 3 lessons of 2024? And just as a follow-up of that, which party has learned the lessons better?
Let me address the second question first. One thing is very clear that BJP has learned the lessons much faster than the Congress and the opposition. You see, opposition made mistake. They won Congress won 99 seats. They thought they won 272. So it was almost as if Rahul Gandhi has won the general elections, which was not the case. So Congress was acting as if now to Narendra Modi is on his way out and Rahul Gandhi will become Prime Minister within the next 5 years. So that was the mistake the opposition, particularly Congress, made. BJP realized that the result of 2024 clearly shows that there is some weakness now which is creeping into their machine. Also that you cannot only win elections on Mr. Modi's name. You will have to do more than just, Modi ki guarantee. So they decided both for Maharashtra and Haryana, we will localize the election. We will focus on local issues. RSS, which had not played a major role in the, or was accused of not playing a major role in Lok Sabha election. JP Nadda, BJP president, said, हमको RSS की जरूरत नहीं है. We don't need RSS. By the time Maharashtra elections came, RSS was fully involved because several meetings were held where it was decided that RSS needs to get more active and that RSS needs to be given its due place. You cannot fight an election without the support of the Karyakarta. So BJP realized that they needed to get their machine back in shape and they needed to change their strategy. Congress thought that, what happened in 2024 in the general elections in states like Maharashtra and Haryana will repeat also in the state elections. But no two elections in India are the same. That is the one lesson we are learning all the time. What happens even 6 months earlier may not repeat 6 months later. So I think in 2024, you asked me what are the 3 big lessons from the general election. One lesson was don't take voter for granted. Don't think that voter is going to vote for you simply because you say 400 par, means voter also will accept 400 par. Number 2, I think the big lesson is that somewhere India is very diverse. This is the most diverse country in the world. So South India will vote differently to North. Within North, there will be differences. So the what I call diversity dividend. And number 3 lesson, if you ask me, is if you really want to win an election today, organization matters as much as leadership. If your organization becomes weak for whatever reason, or there are some weaknesses that creep in, whether it crept in BJP in Uttar Pradesh or in Maharashtra, then even if you are this large, India's biggest party, you can suffer defeat at times. So I think all of these lessons, but the main lesson, don't take the voter for granted. ये voter है, ये कुछ भी कर सकता है.
So what are the shifts, strategic as well as tactical, that you see BJP making right now, or they have already implemented in the Maharashtra elections or Jharkhand elections or Haryana election? And what are the shifts Congress should have made and still refusing to go ahead with?
See, the main shift, as I said, I think that the BJP made strategically is in strengthening the organization once again. RSS did 60,000 meetings, 60,000 meetings in Maharashtra before the state elections. Local level, micro level. What is clear is that strategy in Indian elections cannot be ki aa gaya hawa, you do one rally, wave and say, please vote for me. Yeah. You have to go to the ground and do micro level planning. BJP did the micro level planning. Number 2, Ladki Bahin. And this is worrying because now every state, even Goa will do now. Every woman 1500 rupees de do, 2000 rupees. You are giving it out of state exchequer, out of taxpayers' money. Is that really empowering women? Or is it only giving women some kind of sop? Some will call it a bribe. की तुम्ही त्या महिला वोटरला सांगताय मी तुम्हाला 1500 रुपये देईन तुम्ही आम्हाला वोट करा. Is that the way you want to do your politics? That is number 2. But it is clearly every government will do it now. Arvind Kejriwal has announced for Delhi, I will give 1,000 rupees. Someone else will say tomorrow 2,000 rupees. So number 2 is that clearly BJP has also realized there is what earlier Prime Minister used to call it Revdi. Now what was Revdi yesterday is today being seen as we
welfareism.
Welfareism, game changer. So that is number 2.
Yeah.
And number 3, I would say that, one of the things that the BJP has done is that they have realized that local elections you have to fight on local issues. You see, it cannot only be now Mr. Modi's name. You may have to fight an election. In fact, Mr. Fadnavis was as involved in Maharashtra as Mr. Modi was. So you have to take local leaders into confidence, project them also. You cannot only project the Prime Minister every time. I think that is very clear. Only brand Modi is not enough. On the other hand, the Congress party, organizationally weak, does not have strong local leaderships, which they have fully empowered. And number three, I feel what the opposition is unable to understand is that if you have to tackle the BJP, then you also will have to get your ground game right. You cannot, now Delhi mein baith ke you cannot do politics. You have to do politics in the districts at the local level. That local factor, I think, is more and more important in Indian elections because every voter is now becoming transactional. Mujhe kya milega? Please show me what I will get. Unless I am able to build that local connect with the voter, reflect local issues, it is very difficult now to win state elections.
So you are giving full marks to the BJP's election machinery, that juggernaut, to show for showing such flexibility.
Yes, absolutely. You see, I think you have to give the BJP the credit that after their defeat in the Lok Sabha, they have learned their lessons. There is one question mark though. Whether this election machine also, there is some question mark over the way electoral rolls in India are being done. Voters' names added and deleted. Maharashtra added 42 lakh new voters in 5 months between Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Previous 5 years, they added only about 30 lakh odd voters. Where have these 42 lakh new voters come from? So there are question marks also. Whether when we say machine, see this machine is relentless, remorseless, ruthless.
Yeah.
Now
you mention in your book that the message from the leadership is very clear that एक चुनाव हारा तो क्या हुआ, आप दूसरे चुनाव पे focus करो, get your act right, learn your lessons well and implement those learnings. So is that the attitude that is pushing BJP forward right now in spite of that disappointment of June 2024?
See, you know, I because you mentioned even in the start my love for cricket. You see, Indian cricket team has over the years become slowly the #1 team. Forget what has happened in Australia, but by and large we are among the best teams because the Indian cricket team is like Virat Kohli now in terms of fitness. You have to be fit to fight. You cannot now, you have to be ready for every match.
You cannot say that I have talent, so that's going to be good enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or that, you know, that I did so well 5 years ago, therefore I can still play. Just as the Indian cricket team has at one level become much more competitive, so is politics. See, politics now is a very different politics under Modi Shah compared to Advani Vajpayee. Advani Vajpayee's politics was BJP was happy to get 180 seats. Here the target is very high. Ab ki baar 400 par. They may not have got it. But they are always trying to intimidate the opposition in some way. Now that requires, according to me, a different, therefore, opposition also. Opposition also has to play that game then. You see, in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi played the card of Samvidhan Khatre mein hai.
Yeah.
And it worked. But that was general election. Samvidhan Khatre mein hai won't work in state election.
Assembly elections. Yeah.
Assembly election, I want to know if you are coming to power, how will I benefit?
Yeah.
You see, if the Congress had worked after Lok Sabha for Vidhan Sabha and Maharashtra with the same, with the same energy, but with new ideas. See, ideas have to be new.
So then what was the turning point post June 2024? Haryana, was that the turning point for that election machinery to get rejuvenated again, to come back into the groove? What was the turning point?
Very good question, because when I say election that surprised India, I am referring to general election. But actually, Pramod, the election that surprised me most was Haryana. Honestly, there was anti-incumbency. 10 years government was in power. People were tired, angry, fatigued. BJP changed their chief minister about 1 year ago. In March, just before the general election, they changed their chief minister. Imagine 6 months before election, you have changed your chief minister. So anti-incumbency was partly removed because that was against one individual. But BJP Karyakartas in Haryana realized the importance of playing your ground game, meaning your caste arithmetic, your planning, which constituency I will put up which candidate. They sponsored independent candidates to cut the opposition vote. Now this level of tactical planning helped them in Haryana. They had given up Haryana. To be honest, BJP also had given up Haryana, but they said, "Kam se kam fight to karte hain." You see, that is the attitude.
That is the spirit. Yeah.
You see, that change is there, which the Congress has. Congress thought ki Haryana jeet gaye, chalo all Mr. Hooda will be our chief minister. They forgot that there were other leaders also who needed to be accommodated. They forgot that there is a Dalit, large Dalit constituency which we will also have to keep on our side. It cannot only be Jat level, Jat politics.
You give example of Madhya Pradesh in the book.
Yes.
And how in Madhya Pradesh also BJP realized these problems and they suddenly made it a kind of a team sport. Whereas Congress stuck to one leader, forgot other aspirants, and they paid price for it.
Not just Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh last year. I have given how even in Chhattisgarh, the BJP went into micro planning, detailed planning, in which constituency we can put up independents who will take out 2,000, 3,000 votes. You see, as we have seen even in Goa, rebels can often damage you. In Haryana, 17...
So the Haryana was the turning point?
Haryana was turning point. There were 17 Congress rebels. Congress should have found a way in which you accommodate them or convince them to sit down. BJP also had many rebels. BJP worked on them. Yes, BJP has power at the center. You see, when you have power at the center, you can do a lot of things which you can't do when you are in opposition. I want to make one point very clear. While you say there is that Haryana was turning point, my book's focus is there is no level playing field now in Indian politics. Whoever is in power has huge advantage. He has money power, he has control of institutions, and he can control essentially the entire narrative.
But we also see that in Jammu and Kashmir, opposition party wins. In Jharkhand, opposition party wins. But wherever Congress is the principal opponent, Congress loses. So I agree with your point as far as the level playing field is concerned. And how are these non-Congress opposition parties lifting themselves up?
Because they have a ground game. They are working on the ground. Whether we like it or not, National Conference has a ground organization in the Kashmir Valley. The Jharkhand Mukti Morcha has a ground organization. They have ground level leaders. Hemant Soren, Kalpana Soren, his wife, are seen as leaders of Jharkhand. Right? They are people who are connected to the ground. If Congress gave more powers to their local leaders, now Revant Reddy in Telangana, here was a young emerging leader, hungry for power, ready to do whatever it takes. He won Telangana. It is not Siddharamaiah.
You are saying Congress is not learning lessons from defeat also? They are not learning lessons from victory also?
No, exactly. No. My point is Congress has to realize that Indian politics has now changed. That without a strong local level leadership, you cannot win only on Delhi-based politics anymore. You see, Congress is the old-style high command culture. BJP also has high command, right? But BJP was flexible enough to realize, despite having the high command of Narendra Modi, when I have to fight an election at local level, I will need Nayab Saini in Haryana. I will need Devendra Fadnavis in Maharashtra. I cannot only do politics sitting in high command. It does not mean BJP cannot be defeated. As Jharkhand Mukti Morcha has shown, BJP can be defeated if you are willing to also play that local level politics equally aggressively.
So then what changed in Maharashtra in those 6 months, and that to such a massive level? Oh, you said Haryana surprised you, Maharashtra shocked you?
No, Maharashtra did not shock me or surprise me. The scale of the victory surprised me. But not the fact, you see, after Ladki Bahin, BJP changed the narrative of Maharashtra's politics. Suddenly the welfareism. Every woman I met in Maharashtra was speaking about Ladki Bahin. I don't think in the history of Indian elections I have seen in a short spell of 3 months one scheme becoming so dominant in a state. Wherever you went in Maharashtra, people were talking about Ladki Bahin. Every corner BJP had covered, between BJP and of course Shiv Sena, they had sort of projected Ladki Bahin as a game changer. Now, because the opposition did not respond quickly enough, see, once narrative is set, then it is very difficult for you to be able to challenge it. BJP made same mistake in Lok Sabha when Congress started Samvidhan Khatre Mein Hai. They did not challenge it effectively enough. Similarly with Ladki Bahin, BJP was able to ensure women voters. There is a 6% increase in voter percentage in Maharashtra between Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Women voting percentage has increased by 5%. Game, set and match. You see, there is no election in the last 10 years in this country where woman voter has not decided the election.
So then what lies ahead in 2025, starting with Delhi, because the first...
But I will add one more thing.
Yeah.
In Maharashtra, let us not also underestimate this thing about dharma yudh versus vote jihad. BJP was able to try and play the politics, now we agree with it, disagree with it, of Hindu consolidation.
Almost you feel that worked in Maharashtra?
100%. In towns and cities it worked. You created this thing, ek hai to safe hai. या बटेंगे तो कटेंगे. All of that was able to create some kind of a Hindu vote bank. So two things happened: women's vote bank,
welfare,
and Hindu vote bank. Both coming together gave the BJP an advantage. Now opposition should have realized what was happening and not easy. Let me be honest. You know, it is in India, Pramod, it is not easy to be an opposition leader today. Congress, as I mentioned in my book, got income tax notices of 1993 just before general election. Leaders are arrested, whether it is Kejriwal or Hemant Soren. Election Commission does not always play fair when it comes to scheduling of elections. All of that is there. But despite that, I think the challenge for the opposition was, how do you combat this combination of welfareism and Hindutva? It's a deadly combo.
Sir, what's in 20? Starting with Delhi, the demand right now is to throw Congress out of India alliance. Many other regional parties are also fascinated with the concept. So we spoke about what happened in 6 months in Maharashtra. What has happened with India alliance from June to December?
Look at this now. You have raised a very good question, because Aam Aadmi Party and Congress fight Delhi elections together in Lok Sabha. Now 6 months later, according to Congress, AAP is the most, at least Delhi Congress is calling AAP and Kejriwal the most corrupt. Ajay Makan is publicly saying that they are responsible for scam after scam. But they are part of India alliance. How can that be? You see, voter, again I said, voter is not a fool. Voter is seeing, you are two people fighting one election together 6 months ago. 6 months later, you are calling each other corrupt. And Aam Aadmi Party is saying, throw out Congress now out of the India alliance. How will it, you see, this is the problem. You have no coherent approach. You see, as an BJP, you and I may, or anyone may disagree with the politics of Hindutva. But they are very clear, this is our politics. Like it or not, they are saying...
You know what you are voting for, you know what you are getting.
What you are getting. I know that Devendra Fadnavis is talking about a dharma yudh. You like him, you don't like him, but I know what he is talking. Here what is happening is, one day you are saying we are partners. Next day you are calling each other the most corrupt. See, BJP also suffered a little bit in Lok Sabha because with Ajit Pawar. Ajit Pawar was called by BJP at one time most corrupt. Then you aligned with him. That is why RSS was unwilling to get as involved in Lok Sabha. That changed by Vidhan Sabha. But here what we have also with the opposition, they have to decide, are you only coming together because Modi hatao? See, that is not enough. Only Modi hatao cannot be the basis of it. Cannot be your only plank. You are going to have to provide the voters something more. And that the opposition is not doing. So therefore now what are you having in Delhi? Aam Aadmi Party versus Congress versus BJP. Opposition, the anti-BJP vote, for example, may get split. Aam Aadmi Party is hoping anti-AAP vote will get split. They are hoping Congress and BJP will split the anti-AAP vote. Will that happen? We don't know. It's a small state. But truth of the matter is that...
Can India alliance survive like this?
No, it cannot. It cannot survive like this. How can an alliance survive? Even if it is surviving, it will only be able to, it is surviving only for convenience, not out of conviction. And voter is seeing through it. Voter is not a fool. So the voter realizes that, you see, one of the Mr. Modi's biggest advantage today, or the BJP's, is, Acha, you don't like some of Mr. Modi's politics. What is the alternative? You have to provide me a coherent, clear alternative.
Reliable alternative.
Clear, not just in leadership, but also in what is your agenda, program.
Yes.
You have to show me something that makes it, or build a model state. You have to create, which is the model state that opposition has created where people say, wow,
This can be replicated.
This can be replicated. You have to show me something that makes me, see, it cannot only be that Modi and the BJP are terrible, therefore they must be thrown out. What are you standing for? You have not been able to do that. And that is the biggest advantage for Prime Minister Modi.
So my final question, you are at the MCG for the Boxing Day test match. We are shooting this interview 12 hours before the final test begins. Now we spoke about politics. I cannot let you go without talking about cricket. What is wrong with the Indian cricket team and the Indian dressing room that needs to be addressed on priority right now?
See, I think, as I said, you have to course correct. You see, in the Indian cricket team in Test cricket is a team is according to me in transition. I won't use the word decline, but in transition. 4 or 5 cricketers have been playing for more than 10 years for India, and all of them are in their mid-30s now. Rohit Sharma, Ravindra Jadeja, Virat Kohli, and one more, Ashwin. Ashwin has retired. All of these cricketers are in the last leg. When you are in your last leg, you have to achieve a transition between the old and the new. We are being unable to do that. We are expecting the old order to suddenly have a resurgence. That's not going to happen. And the new players are not yet being given the kind of confidence that they deserve. One day you drop Shubman Gill, next day you play him, that's not great. But I think it is again about managing, managing a team. As I said, team BJ. You see, politics also in 2024 showed us individuals don't win. You win when you have a strong team. Similarly in cricket, just relying, Virat Kohli karwa dega, ya Rohit Sharma, we put the focus on individuals instead of putting it on teams. So I think Team India on the cricket field is going. Now at the moment we are relying only on Jasprit Bumrah. He's like a one-man army. Now one-man army has enabled us to survive. It cannot enable you to revive. Similarly, I keep telling people, Congress party survived in 2024. It has not revived. Revive will come when you build a team. Similarly in cricket, revival will come when I have a full team of 11 good players. At the moment, we have talent. But fulfilling the talent and potential requires you for team building. I think that is a challenge for Gautam Gambhir as team coach. Rahul Dravid was able to do that. He was able to slowly but surely build a team, bring in new talent, likes of Rishabh Pant and others were brought in. They were, given confidence. We need to do that with this team. Talent is there. Who is going to build?
What is the right combination?
What is the right combination? Who are your like in politics, who are your local leaders?
Yeah.
You are going to empower, give
take
confidence.
Responsibility and the department and perform.
That's right. Yeah. Are you going to also be held them accountable? Yeah. I can play every match the same shot and get out, and I'm not and nobody. But I'm secure in my team. I say this about the Congress party also sometimes. Congress party, nothing fails sometimes. Nothing succeeds in Congress party as much as failure, because I know my position is secure.
Yeah.
So you will see the same faces election after election. You have to at times be ruthless. See, BJP, to go back to politics, the BJP, all said and done, Pramod, last 10 years has now been the dominant party of India. And the reason that they have been dominant is because they are willing to do whatever it takes to win an election. Now, the negative side, you will say, Sam, Dam, Danda, Bhed. Yes, that is happening. Money power is the biggest. We did not discuss this in Maharashtra. I mentioned Ladki Bahin, I mentioned Hindutva. Money power is also a big factor. Candidates are spending 40, 50 crores. Right? You have got a huge treasure chest because you are in power. That, to my mind, is troubling me about politics. Because now politics will promote, whether we like it or not, paise ka khel it has become.
Correct.
How does a good, honest person today survive in politics?
Yes.
How does he survive?
Just like in cricket, there was no DRS some years back. Now there is DRS. So you have to adapt to the rules. You have to be strategic in a different way.
No, but I will make a difference there between cricket and politics. Cricket, at the end of the day,
it is for the better.
It is 11 versus 11.
Yeah.
The umpires are there, 11 versus DRS is the same for both teams.
You feel that the technology has made the game better.
Yeah, so but the rules are the same.
Yes.
Here what happens in politics today, if I have 100x, and you have only X amount of money, how do I fight you? I travelled from Nashik to Mumbai. Every hoarding was about Ladki Bahin and BJP and Shiv Sena hoardings. So I rang up one Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray leader and I said, "Arey, aap loga ka ek bhi hoarding nahi hai. Where are the hoarding?" He said, "BJP has bought them 3 months ago." I said, "Why didn't you?" Hamare paas paisa nahi hai. I am not saying that money is alone enough.
The only factor, yeah.
But it is becoming an important factor.
It's an important factor.
And I think we have seen it in Goa, we are seeing it in Maharashtra, we are seeing it across the country, and that troubles me. Because then it is not a level playing field.
That also tells you a lot about the society and the voter also.
It tells you, see the same, look at it, no other country in the world promotes, same voter who may be voting for one party in Lok Sabha, votes for different parties.
Shifts allegiance entirely 6 months later.
You see, in America, if I am a Democrat, I vote for Democrat. If I am Republican, I vote for Republican. In India, I may vote for some person in a Lok Sabha election, but 6 months later, I feel somebody is better for Vidhan Sabha. Indian voter is very different. And Indian voter is saying, "Acha, you are making 50 crores, 60 crores. If you are giving me 1500 rupees, so good, I'll take it." I asked one woman, "Isn't this a bribe? कि तुम्हाला पैसे देतात आहे, तुम्हाला ते तुम्हाला तुम्ही तुमचा वोट खरीदतायत." नाही नाही नाही, आम्हाला 1500 मिळाले. मी म्हटलं, तुम्ही 1500 नी करणार काय? One lady told me, पहिल्यांदा मी पिझ्झा घेतला लाईफमध्ये. But some other lady said, why not? If everybody is making money in the system, why should I also not get some benefit? Voter also is saying, I am now transactional. I have no great commitment to vichardhara or anything. तुम्ही मला सांगा, तुम्ही मला काय देणार?
What will I get?
What will I get? Now in Delhi, this is the battle. Every party in this Delhi
the race in Delhi is who gives the best
see,
revdi, or who gives the best scheme.
Exactly. Kejriwal
who gives the best dole.
Kejriwal is saying, I'll give more than 1,000 rupees to women. If you are over 60 or 65 years, I will give you free medical treatment. Where is the money going to come from? You see, these are more serious issues that are confronting us at the moment, and I think there will have to be some kind of national consensus at some stage that to what extent will you go in trying to woo the voter.
So my final question now, because we always talk about your books on elections, and we always somehow forget about Democracy's 11. So if you have to choose the Democracy's 11 today from Indian politics across parties, which are those 11 names?
Arre baapre, you have struck me. Dekho, it depends on what is the criteria. But I think whether you like it or not, if you are fighting, if you are playing against Australia at SCG, then you need Amit Shah to open the batting.
Okay.
You see, because he is ready to do whatever it takes to win a match. So you need Amit Shah definitely in your team. You also need Mr. Modi. I mean, all said and done, while his brand may have declined in my view over the last 10 years, he's not as popular as he was 10 years ago. He's still Neta number 1. Let me be fair for once to Rahul Gandhi.
Okay.
At least Rahul Gandhi in 2024, Lok Sabha showed that he's ready to be there for the fight when other Congress leaders were giving up. So I will give him one position at least in the team. He must have one position. I think we have to give Hemant Soren a lot of credit. Everybody wrote him off in Jharkhand. He came out of jail and succeeded. Chandrababu Naidu, another big player of 2024, because again people were writing off Naidu, he has bounced back. Devendra Fadnavis, think about it. Devendra Fadnavis 5 months ago was ready to resign as leader, taking responsibility for defeat, came back, bounced back. So Devendra Fadnavis. So you have got a strong 6 players. Who are the others? See, there are some giant killers in this election. For example, one fellow Kishori Lal Sharma defeated Smriti Irani. You know, nobody expected Kishori Lal to win, but he won in Amethi. So I will give Kishori Lal also, he deserves 7th place. You have to also admit, like her or not, Mamata Banerjee is still fighting on. She still won in Bengal, again against the odds. At least she is able to secure her home state. So I will have to put her also in the team. 8. Number 9, you know, now there are, in Tamil Nadu, MK Stalin is showing that he's still he's still Neta number 1 for Tamil Nadu at least. He's being able to hold his own. Number 9. Number 10, most surprising result in a way was, as I said, Haryana. So I'm going to give Naib Saini, you know, you need some person at the end of the of your team also. So Naib Saini becomes chief minister against all the odds. So that is number 10. Number 11, you can decide. Omar Abdullah also has bounced back after Lok Sabha defeat. But also Odisha, out of all, if there was one state which deserved a place in
decided this election,
which was a decisive. In fact, Prime Minister Modi during campaign would say Jai Shri Ram. When he was elected, said Jai Jagannath, because Jagannath Baba had. So this has been a year where a lot of, also I have a chapter in the book about people who have come from nowhere to win. There is a lady called Sanjana Jatav, 26-year-old Dalit woman, mother of 2, defeated a powerful candidate against her. Rajkumar Roat, tribal leader, 31 years old, defeated a several time minister. Dekho, India mein, for all, that's why I say electoral democracy in India can throw up all kinds of surprising results. So you got these 11.
Yes, sir, very interesting 11.
I think we have only included one congressman in Rahul Gandhi in the 11.
Yes, and you have to put Stalin and Mamata Banerjee from the opposition.
From India Alliance.
And your 11th, you are saying Umar Abdullah because he has bounced back, but you are also saying that Odisha is something that is very, very significant.
Yeah, but Odisha would be again a credit to the, I think there you have to put number 11, Mr. Pandian.
Yeah.
Because it is a real Indian story, Pramod.
Yeah.
Tamil Nadu IAS officer working in Odisha, had he not been projected by Naveen Patnaik, maybe Naveen Patnaik would have still won the election. He still has an emotional appeal. But that is again a lesson. You cannot bring an outside face and win an election. But it's been a fascinating election year.
Yeah.
And this year, fortunately, there are fewer elections than last year.
So you're keeping that number 11 completely in suspense, but your picks are quite interesting for the number 11.
Yeah, no, these are the 11. I only hope we had someone like, you see, in the end, you need a match winner.
Yeah.
Like Bumrah.
Yeah.
I am not sure who the match winner as yet is. That I think
you're not finding your Bumrah in this 11.
No, because all of these people have either suffered some defeat in one part of the year, and Bumrah has only been, has only been
ascending career.
Only been going up. All these others in this 11 have gone up and down over the time. So I don't know who is the Bumrah who is consistently a match winner.
So I know you are on a very short trip. You came here. Amala वेळ दिलात. Pleasure talking to you.
नाही आणि नेहमी मला वाटतं की मी जर वर्ष तुझ्याबरोबर सुरू केला ना, the year goes off well.
Sir, all the best and again Happy New Year.
Good to see the Prudent studio is getting bigger and bigger. You are also surprising us.
Pleasure, sir.